Hi, everybody. I thought I'd just take a little time to talk about somebody special in my life. Um, Got a message last week informed me that Al Dopp, one of our old timers in our deer camp, had passed away. Al had dealt with some medical issues the last few years, and yet his passion for deer hunting never stopped. Um, I was blessed the last few years to, on opening day weekend of archery, to get up there and get a chance to drive him out to his deer blind, and had a blind set up for him. He owns some property up in the Oscoda area. Just a guy, his whole life had a passion for deer hunting and sharing his love of deer hunting with others too. Um, Al was my dad's best friend. My dad passed away a few years, and it was a group of really of three men: my dad, Al, and Bill. Um, Bill is going to be 92, so we're down to our original deer camp crew is getting smaller, and just thought I'd make this video tonight, talking about how special this guy was. Al was really one of these guys that really took me under my wing, or under his wing. I learned a lot from him. Times when my dad was either working or get time off of work to get up hunting. If I was up there, he would make sure he'd get myself or my brothers out there and taught us a lot of things. Maybe he wasn't a guy that you would have seen on cover of a magazine or a celebrity on some TV show, but to me, Al and to others was a guy that knew a lot about hunting in general and deer hunting. From the time I was 12 years old, hunting, my dad, Al, and Bill, our group always got together. What was special about it, we were younger, we were the kids in the group, and yet they never made us feel like kids. We were part of the deer camp. We started out pheasant hunting in Macomb County years ago. Great memories doing that with this group of men. Progressed in every year. We made sure we got out deer hunting. I think we learned how to turkey hunt just through some parties at our house, watching some old VHS tapes and just reading magazines. But no matter what we did, it seems like this group always got together. We hunted in southern Michigan. I own some property up in Mount Morency County. We hunted out their property out in Oscoda. I know we made some special trips across the state. We were up in Drummond Island. We did some deer hunting up there. But the one thing that was steady was this group of men always were together. And it wasn't about the big deer. It wasn't about the biggest rack, score, age, weight. Yeah, we talked about every year we wanted to get the big buck, but most years never came down to that. And yet, if I could trade hunting times now to then, I'd go back to those days any day of the week. Those were just amazing, fun times. I could sit here and make a video and talk probably for hours and hours about fun times we had. And it's just, Al was one of those special guys. A lot of stories. I mean, I think one that comes to mind real quick off the top of my head was was our first turkey hunt. My dad and my brother weren't going to be able to get up until later in the day, so I was off that weekend, and me and Al paired up, hopped in his Jeep, and opening morning we went out turkey hunting. Really didn't know what we were doing. Had a lot of fun that morning. Didn't get anything, and we had made out that we were gonna around noon meet my dad and my brother. They were gonna be getting up there later and gonna try to get out a little bit later in the day. And just a fun story. I remember pulling up in the Jeep and Al looking at me and saying, "Dale," he goes, "your dad's got a funny grin on his face." So sure enough, we pull up there. My dad and my brother are out there, and I remember Al saying, "How'd you guys do?" And my dad didn't say a thing, turned around, walked in the ditch, came out holding this turkey up. And man, we had the biggest laugh. And my dad was the first of the group to get the turkey of any of us. And man, that was the excitement and celebration we had. Man, go back to those days. I love those days. Those were just fun. Other great memories we had weren't even deer hunting. We were blessed. My brother Tom and Bill's son, both I think within a 2-year span, they were both lucky to get a draw for a Michigan elk permit. And so we were up in the Vanderbilt area, Atlanta, Montmorency County area. Once again, our whole group went up and didn't know a lot about elk hunting, but we learned a lot. And, man, we had some good times out there. I still have some VHS videotapes, which I haven't even uploaded yet. Times when we were up at 4 in the morning, sitting at the kitchen table, getting ready to get out for our group's first elk hunt. And we were successful on both times. And once again, heck of a celebration we had, our whole group. And just, I think that's why when I started this page years ago, that's one thing I really wanted to push was just the memories of the hunt. These are people that you hunt with that you wish you could hunt with them forever, and yet it's just not possible the way life is. But I just look back. I was hunting with this gentleman since I was 12 years old, and just blessed to be able to hunt many, many, many decades with him. And not only just being a deer camp guy, friend with him, we became best of friends. This whole group did. As we got older, I got a letter, I think it was 3 years ago, excuse me, and Al's health condition was getting a little bit worse, and yet he still wanted to go deer hunting. So David and myself, we made sure when we were up there, we had his wife drop him off, and we loaded him up in the UTV and got him out there and got him in his deer blind. And it wasn't, I don't think, 20 minutes later, got a text, got a deer, need some people to track some deer. And I got to admit, that was one of my funnest things I ever did, was all the times that this gentleman helped me and helped David and helped Tom, my brother, all of us, how much fun that was helping him find his deer. And wasn't a big deer, small doe, but, man, we celebrated like it was the biggest deer ever. Good times. And just wanted to, days are going to be missed. And those are why I say enjoy the memories of the hunt. Cherish them. Take pictures. Take video. Because someday you're really going to be glad you had that with you. Those are just memories that, yeah, we play them through our mind, but it's nice to watch some of that stuff and enjoy the hunt. And it's really what it boils down to. And days are short, and sometimes I think we can get so focused on shooting the big deer that sometimes we forget to have fun. And that's where I want to remind everybody, have fun this fall. Have fun and no matter what you're hunting, whether you're small game hunting, turkey hunting, deer hunting, elk, whatever. Have fun with the group of guys or women that you're with. And don't forget to get the kids involved, because a lot of who I am was from not only my dad, but was from Al. And I wanted to thank him for everything he's done. A couple years ago, his wife had wrote me a letter thanking me that she said his health at the time, he wasn't able to write too good anymore. So she wanted to make sure that that I was aware that he really appreciated the stuff that we were doing to get him still out in his deer blind every year. Because he knew without our help, he wasn't going to be able to make it out there. And he really appreciated that. So it's that give and take. Yeah, you're going to learn things over the years, but make sure to pass that on to others. That's where we're going to continue hunting. And that's where just the friendship, camaraderie, and everything comes in play. So on that note, like I said, we always would have a shot or a drink at the end of the hunt celebrating. So cheers to you, Al. Happy hunting.